And just like that, it's 2025. Do you ever wonder how on earth last year went by so quickly? I do. And I think to myself, right, how to make the most out of the year to come? Hi, I'm Dr. Stan Steindl, and welcome to Compassion in a T-shirt. Today we're going to talk about setting compassionate goals for 2025. Not your typical New Year's resolutions, mind you, but goals that are deeply grounded in compassion for ourselves, for others, and for the world around us. So why compassionate goals? Because traditional goal setting often feels like a stick rather than a carrot, a way to whip ourselves into shape, driven by self-criticism and social comparison. Compassionate goals, on the other hand, come from a place of wisdom, strength and care, as well as a sense of what is it that I really need? What would be most helpful? Compassionate goals are not about punishing ourselves into change, but about nurturing our well-being and our capacity to thrive. Along the way, we'll uncover something deeper, those subtle yet powerful forces that shape our experience of compassion. They flow between us and others in intricate and profound ways. Stay tuned to explore how these flows can transform not just our goals, but your entire approach to the year ahead. Let's dive in. Compassion-focused therapy teaches us about the three emotion regulation systems: the threat system, the drive system, and the soothing system. Many of our traditional goals come from the drive system, pushing ourselves towards achievement and productivity, and/or the threat system, reacting to fear or a sense of inadequacy. In fact, all too often, our goals arise out of a threat-based drive. Everyone else is doing better than me. I've got to do this, otherwise I'm a bad person. What if I fail and disappoint everyone? I need to try harder. The self-conscious emotions, such as shame, are often fueling us when we're motivated by threat-based drive. But compassionate goals engage the soothing system. They're not about striving or escaping, but about flourishing. They ask, what do I need to be well? How can I live in alignment with my values? How can I bring wisdom and care to my journey? What is my why? And from there, what is my how? Let's start with the classics: eating well, moving more, and taking care of our bodies. Compassionate health goals aren't about chasing an ideal or shaming ourselves for how we've fallen short. Instead, they're about asking, what would be most nourishing for my body and my mind? An example goal might be, I'll aim to eat in a way that fuels my energy and brings me joy. When it comes to exercise, instead of focusing on weight loss or punishment for holiday indulgences, consider goals like moving for joy or strength. Here we might make a commitment. I'll take 3 30-minute walks each week, enjoying the outdoors and connecting with my surroundings. Money is often a stressor, especially this time of year. But compassionate financial goals focus on reducing anxiety and creating stability, rather than chasing wealth or possessions. Why? Because financial stress impacts our mental and physical health, and compassionate goals help us to find peace and security, even if the process isn't always easy or comfortable. Compassionate goals aren't necessarily the feel-good options. They're the ones we set because we know they're good for us, our health and our well-being in the long term. For example, I'll create a budget that reflects my priorities and allows me to feel secure. Relationships flourish when they're nurtured with compassion, and setting goals in this area taps into something profoundly human. We evolved as a social species with brains wired for connection and reciprocity. Caring for each other and being cared for in return is ingrained in our evolutionary heritage. Compassionate relationship goals are not only about fostering better communication or spending time with loved ones, but also honouring this deep evolutionary drive to support and nurture one another. You could try this one. I'll call my best friend once a month to catch up and offer support. What dreams have you been quietly holding on to? What lights you up inside? Compassionate goals help us take small, steady steps towards our passions. To identify your meaning and purpose, consider these 3 key steps. Take some time to journal or meditate on what truly gives your life meaning. Ask yourself, what are the moments when I feel most alive and fulfilled? Or what legacy do I want to leave behind? Think about your unique skills, talents, and values. How can these be aligned with your goals? Consider how your passions might also serve others or create a positive impact. Break down your dreams into manageable, actionable steps. Instead of aiming for immediate perfection, focus on consistent progress that aligns with your values and fuels your passion. Meaningful goals can sometimes feel scary, activating your threat system with thoughts like, what if I fail? Or what if I'm not good enough? It's important to stay calm and grounded, using practices like focusing on your breath and connecting with your body. Remember, some anxiety will naturally come along for the ride, but you can bring your soothing system online by reminding yourself of your inner strengths and the support available to you. You might even identify someone who can be a sounding board, offering encouragement along the way. This can help you to feel confident and capable of handling challenges as they arise. Maybe you could go for something really special. I'll dedicate 2 hours a week to a creative project I've been putting off. Okay, as promised, let's think about how 2025 might offer the opportunity to bring more compassion into our lives. Living compassionately means offering help to those around us. This involves being sensitive to the suffering of others and making a commitment to try to help alleviate or prevent that suffering. Research even shows that compassion for others has a twofold benefit. It not only supports the well-being of the person receiving help, but also enhances the mental and emotional health of the one offering it. By extending compassion, we deepen our connections and find a greater sense of purpose and fulfillment in our own lives. This might not be relevant for everyone, but how about I'll volunteer once a month for a cause I care about? Sometimes the hardest goal is opening ourselves up to receiving help from others. We're often so focused on giving that we forget to receive. For many of us, fears, blocks and resistances can make it difficult to accept compassion. Thoughts like, I don't want to be a burden, or I should handle this on my own, often get in the way. Yet, this is a deeply important and transformative, compassionate goal. As challenging as it can be to open ourselves up to the compassion of others, research has shown that this flow of compassion can have a striking effect on your well-being. It helps protect our mood, fosters resilience, and reminds us that we're not alone in facing life's difficulties. And if you need more enticement, being open to the compassion of others is like giving them a gift, the opportunity to offer support, care and kindness. This act not only strengthens the bond between you, but also encourages them to embrace and extend compassion in their own lives. This is where compassion truly starts to flow, creating a ripple effect that benefits everyone involved. I will allow myself to accept help when I need it, without guilt or shame. Sometimes the most important goal is to treat ourselves with compassion, and this may be the key to setting and achieving compassionate goals. Goals, by their very nature, can evoke anxiety, present challenges, and sometimes lead to disappointment. Self-criticism often becomes the default response in such situations, but it only makes matters worse. Imagine a child struggling with math. Would you want their teacher to respond with harsh criticism or with compassionate guidance, shaping and encouragement? Of course, the latter. This is the same approach we can take with ourselves as we progress towards our 2025 compassionate goals. Offering ourselves compassionate encouragement allows us to face challenges with resilience and stay motivated, even when the road gets tough. I'll practice self-compassion by pausing when I'm feeling overwhelmed and asking, what do I need right now? What would be most helpful? Compassionate goal setting isn't about perfection. It's about curiosity, and courage, exploring what matters most and taking small steps towards it. It's about understanding that setbacks are not failures, but part of the process. And it's about being our own compassionate friend. One way to make compassionate goals stick is by journaling about them. Write them down, reflect on why they matter to you, and revisit them regularly. Another is to share your goals with a trusted friend or community. Compassion thrives in connection. Don't forget to celebrate your progress. Each step, no matter how small, is a victory. So, as we step into 2025, let's commit to not punishing resolutions, but to compassionate goals. Goals that nurture us, inspire us, and connect us with what truly matters. I'd love to hear from you. What are your compassionate goals for 2025? Share them in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more on the science and practice of compassion. Thank you for joining me today on Compassion in a T-shirt. Let's make 2025 a year of compassion for ourselves and others. Until next time, take care and look after yourself.